Okay guys, today we're going to talk about creating our first project, which is going to be called Fancy Edges. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking an image and we're going to be altering the edges so that instead of having a rectangle on the outside, we're going to have a wavy line on the outside. It's going to make it kind of interesting. Two things we got to notice right away is, one, this background is locked. And remember, if we want to unlock it, we're going to double click and then click OK, and we're going to have to do that here in a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to click on the square with the plus symbol. It used to be a square with a little dog-eared folded down, and when we use Photo P in a few minutes, it's going to look like that. So I'm going to click on this to make a new layer. This layer right now is transparent. I'm going to grab my marquee tool, and I'm going to click and drag and make a rectangle. Notice I've left quite a bit of edge on the outside here because I want to have plenty of room for that edge to ripple and have room. I'm going to switch to my default colors by clicking here to make my default colors. I'm going to switch to my paint bucket tool, and I'm going to click and insert and paint the center. So the inside is painted, the outside is not painted because I had this selection to contain that paint. Now I'm going to go to select and inverse, and then the outside is selected. I'm going to click here to flip-flop my colors and click and paint this layer white. Now, at this point, I can deselect. I can either go to Select and Deselect, or I can use the keyboard shortcut Control-D. If I had not deselected, then everything would have been contained and held on to. Think about the selection as something that's going to hold on, and it's not going to let you alter anything or go outside of those dotted lines. So we want to make sure we let go so that it can apply. Over here in the Layers palette, I'm going to change the way this layer works. I'm going to change a layer blend mode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a filter called Lighten. It's a blend mode called Lighten. Lighten makes anything that is dark see-through. Anything that is light stays light already. So white is light, and so it's not going to change, but black is very, very dark, and so therefore it's going to make that area see-through. Now if I had it gray, then I would have it partially see-through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here where it says Normal, and I'm going to come down to Lighten. And you can see that I can now see through this area here. Okay, and I'm going to go here now to the filter, and I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, and Ripple. Filter, Distort, Ripple. And I can't see anything here. I can either zoom out to see my preview. I'm going to zoom in again, but I'm going to scoot this to the side. And there's the bell. I'm going to scoot to the side. I'm going to zoom this so I can see the edges. I'm going to switch the size to large. And I'm going to crank this amount up. Now, if I crank it up too much, see how it starts exploding and I have pieces that fall off of here? I don't want it to fall off. So I'm going to try to find a spot where it's still a solid image, but see, it's a little bit too crazy right here. So I'm going to adjust that down, maybe just a little bit like this. And I can move this all over here and see what edge is going to, there. Now see how I lost a little bit of part right there, but I can clean that up later. So I think for this one, 363% is okay. Sometimes it's 300%, sometimes it's 600%. It just depends on your image. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and you can see now I have a nice interesting edge all the way around the outside. I have this part right here that I'm going to have to clean up, and I have this part right here that I'm going to have to clean up later. Now, this is where it's not written down in the worksheet that I've given you, so you're going to have to write this stuff down so you don't forget. I'm going to switch to the Magic Wand tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the background of this layer. So I'll click on the white. It selects all the white area. If you make a mistake and you merge these first, you will have trouble grabbing these things. So make sure that you grab when they are two separate layers. I'm going to grab the background of the first layer. I'm going to come up here to the flyout menu. And darn it, it's off your screen. I'm going to come down to Merge Down. So I clicked on that flyout menu and I went to Merge Down. Merge Down. Okay, so I went to Merge Down and notice that both layers became one. It is locked. I still have it selected. I need to unlock this background layer first. So double click and then click OK. And now I'm going to press Delete on my keyboard. And notice I've made the background transparent. If I press Control D or Select, Deselect, now I have a nice image with my transparent background. Now, if I zoom in a little bit by pressing Control Plus, I'm going to grab the lasso tool and I'm going to select those little parts that exploded and get rid of those so that I have a clean, crisp edge. The most important thing that you can do here is have your edge is solid and then it's transparent. There's nothing in between. It's either solid or it's transparent. You do not want it to slowly fade for this project. So when I talk about having a clean, crisp edge, that's what that means. Okay, now let's go. You probably don't have Photoshop at home, so I'm going to click and go to photop.com. So notice I'm photop.com. In other words, it's a small pea-sized version of Photoshop. And it's a free version that you can get online. Now, I've already opened the image. I've already signed in. You see how my account says orange? You click here, click on the login with Google, and you will log in and it will be there. So I'm going to grab the selection tool. And I'm going, the marquee tool, grab the marquee tool, click and drag and select that section. I've got white as the foreground, so I'm going to click right here in between the two colors to swap my colors. Now I've got black as the foreground. Switch to my paint bucket tool, which is hiding underneath my gradient tool. And click, whoops. I forgot to create a new layer. Don't forget to do that. I've got to click here and create a new layer. Now I've got that layer. I'm going to click to create the new layer. I'm going to go to Select, Inverse to select the opposite, flip-flop my colors, and paint the background white. I need to deselect. We're going to go to Filter, Distort, and Ripple. And I'm going to change this to large. Now, this ripple is not as pretty as Photoshop's real filter, but that's okay because you still get the idea. Now, notice how it's rippling so much that I'm actually getting holes cut in and I've got all this extra out here. I want to adjust this so that I get a nice, interesting edge. Looks pretty good up here, looks good here, but see down here at the bottom where I'm still getting little tiny holes punched in? So I've got to crank that down until I've got clean, crisp edges. So I think that's probably going to be the best I'm going to get. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and now I have this. I forgot to change that blend mode, so I've got to come up here and change the blend mode from normal to lighten. That way everywhere that is dark, it's going to be see-through, and there we go. Now, come over here, grab the Magic Wand tool, click on the background. Notice I'm getting the background from the layer 1 on the outside edge on layer 1. Now I will merge these down. Now there's no merge over here. It is the same keyboard shortcut, Control E, or I can go to Layer, Merge Down. Layer, merge down. That will make the layer that's on top merge down with the layer below it. I'm going to press Delete on the keyboard so it is transparent. Now, at this point, I need to save it, and I'm going to save it two different ways for you to turn in. You're going to turn it in two separate ways. One of them is to save it as a PSD, a Photoshop document. Remember, a Photoshop document is a document that you are still working on, so I can save this as a PSD. Notice it gets downloaded to my Downloads folder. and you don't get an option to change the name, so make sure you don't lose it. I can go here and click and go out to show in folder, and again, that's off my recordable screen, so I apologize for that. I can also go here and I need to export it. Now, what kind of images can be transparent? Well, there's two kinds of images that can be ready for the web and be transparent. One of them is GIF. GIF would give me a very, very low quality because it's a very old image format, so I need to change it and save it as a PNG, a Portable Network Graphics image. If I saved it as a JPEG, the background would no longer be transparent because JPEGs cannot be transparent. So I'm going to click on PNG, and it will then ask me different settings on this. I'm just going to go ahead and click Save, and it will then download to my folder. So there you go. Back at Photoshop, again, File, Save. I can save this. I can save this as a Photoshop document. Make sure you're paying attention to where it's going to save. Right here at school, see, it's going to open up this handout folder. I don't have access privileges to save into the handout folder, so I've got to make sure that it goes to my own documents folder, and then I'm going to go ahead and save it as a Photoshop document. Oh, I already have one saved that way. And then I'm going to go File, Export As, and I will save it as a PNG. Notice I'm going to conserve the transparency. I'm not going to worry about resizing it, and go ahead and click Export, and it will export as a PNG, and I'll click Save, and there you go. All right, that's it.